Have you ever found yourself waking up in the middle of the night, feeling that familiar urge to rush to the bathroom again? It's frustrating, isn't it? Especially when a good night's sleep feels more precious with each passing year. Many of us quietly accept this as just part of getting older. But what if that's not the whole story? What if something as simple as the snacks you choose could make a real difference? Nighttime bathroom trips might seem like a small inconvenience, but they can quietly chip away at your energy, mood, and overall health. In today's video, we'll explore 5 types of nuts that can help reduce those annoying nighttime trips, and 5 you might want to avoid. By the end, you'll have easy, practical tips to help you sleep better and feel more rested, without complicated changes or medicines. Let's dive in together. If you are not subscribed, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. For so many of us, waking up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom has become almost as routine as brushing our teeth in the morning. It happens so often, we start to accept it as just another part of getting older. We might shrug it off, laugh about it with friends, or chalk it up to simply drinking too much water before bed. But deep down, it can leave us feeling tired, frustrated, and even a little helpless, especially when it steals away the deep, restful sleep our bodies truly need. But here's a question worth pondering. What if these nighttime bathroom trips aren't only about aging or bad luck? What if there are other, quieter culprits at work, hidden in our everyday routines, and maybe even on our dinner plates? Science tells us that as we age, our bodies do change in ways that affect the bladder and kidneys. The muscles that help hold urine tend to weaken. Our kidneys may make more urine at night. Add in conditions like an enlarged prostate for men or menopause for women, and it's easy to see why nighttime urination, known as nocturia, becomes so common after 65. For many, it feels almost unavoidable. But sometimes, the reasons are simpler and more surprising than we think. Did you know that what you eat, especially in the late afternoon and evening, can have a direct impact on how many times you get up at night? Certain foods and drinks can irritate the bladder lining or make your body hold onto extra fluid. Caffeine, alcohol, and even some artificial sweeteners are well-known triggers, but not everyone realizes that nuts, yes, those handy, healthy snacks, play their role. Nuts are a staple in many American homes, and for good reason. They're packed with healthy fats, protein, vitamins, and minerals that support brain and heart health. But not all nuts are created equal when it comes to bladder comfort. For example, almonds and walnuts are generally gentle on the bladder, and they bring along nutrients like magnesium and melatonin, which can help relax muscles and support restful sleep. On the other hand, some nuts, like cashews and pistachios, may be more likely to cause irritation or make you retain more water, depending on how your body reacts. Let me share a short story. My neighbor, Mr. Allen, always enjoyed a small bowl of mixed nuts while watching his evening news. He never thought much about it, but after a few restless months, waking up 2 or 3 times a night, he started to wonder if his snack habit might be part of the problem. With a little experimenting, he swapped out his usual mix for mostly almonds and walnuts and kept salty or heavily processed nuts off the table. Within a couple of weeks, he was sleeping longer stretches, feeling more refreshed, and to his surprise, even had more energy for his morning walks. So, if you find yourself blaming age alone for those nighttime trips, take a moment to look at your habits, too. Sometimes, a simple change, like picking the right nuts, can make all the difference. Remember, it's not just about getting older. It's about giving yourself the best chance for a good night's sleep, and that starts with small, thoughtful choices each day. You deserve rest, comfort, and energy for the moments that matter most. Don't be afraid to try something new. Your body just might thank you. 5 nuts you should eat to reduce nighttime urination. 1. Almonds. If you've ever found yourself searching for a simple, healthy snack that's both satisfying and good for your body, you've probably reached for a handful of almonds. Many older Americans keep a jar of almonds on the kitchen counter or tucked away in the pantry, ready for a quick bite between meals. They're crunchy, mildly sweet, and easy on the teeth. For many, grabbing a few almonds has become as routine as that first cup of coffee in the morning. But did you know this everyday nut might quietly help you sleep better, especially when it comes to those frustrating nighttime bathroom trips? It's easy to think, how much can a little nut do? We often blame our restless nights on age, stress, or maybe even that extra glass of water after dinner. But what if the answer was right in the palm of your hand? It turns out, almonds are packed with nutrients that can make a real difference for your bladder and your sleep. So, what's so special about almonds? For starters, they are rich in magnesium, a mineral that plays a crucial role in relaxing our muscles, including the bladder. When your bladder muscles are calm, you're less likely to experience those sudden urges that wake you up in the middle of the night. Magnesium also helps regulate the body's sleep patterns by supporting the production of melatonin, the hormone that signals your brain it's time to rest. Studies have shown that getting enough magnesium in your diet can help improve sleep quality and reduce nighttime awakenings, which is especially important as we age. But there's more. Almonds are also high in healthy fats and protein, which help keep your blood sugar stable. When your blood sugar is balanced, your body isn't working overtime to process extra sugars at night, another factor that can cut down on nighttime urination. Plus, almonds are low in sodium, so they won't cause your body to hold onto water the way salted snacks might. Let me tell you about Mrs. Johnson, a retired teacher from Ohio who always struggled with getting a full night's rest. She had accepted waking up at 2 or 3 a.m. as just another part of getting older. After hearing about the potential benefits of almonds from her doctor, she decided to swap her usual evening cookies for a small handful of plain, unsalted almonds about an hour before bed. Within a few weeks, Mrs. Johnson noticed she wasn't getting up as often, and when she did wake, she fell back asleep more easily. She even joked that she had more energy to play with her grandkids the next day. If you're looking for a gentle, easy step toward better sleep and fewer nighttime interruptions, try making almonds your evening snack of choice. Choose raw or lightly roasted almonds without added salt or sugar, and keep your portion to a small handful, about 1 ounce. You might be surprised by how such a small, simple change can add up to more peaceful nights and brighter mornings. Sometimes, the best solutions are that close, and that easy. 2. Walnuts. Think back to your childhood or maybe those years raising your own family. Did you ever crack open walnuts around the holidays, the shells littering the table while laughter filled the room? For many Americans, walnuts bring back cozy memories of homemade treats and togetherness. Today, though, you'll be surprised to learn that these familiar little nuts might quietly help you get the deep, restful sleep you crave, and even reduce those frustrating nighttime trips to the bathroom. It's easy to think, nighttime urination is just what happens when you get older. There's not much you can do. But here's something you might not have considered. Not all snacks are created equal, and some work with your body's natural rhythms, rather than against them. Walnuts, in particular, are a standout. What makes walnuts so helpful for sleep and bladder health? For one thing, walnuts are one of the few foods that naturally contain melatonin, the very hormone your brain produces to signal that it's time for rest. As we age, our bodies often make less melatonin, which means falling and staying asleep can become harder. By including walnuts in your diet, you gently support your body's natural sleep-wake cycle. Studies show that consuming foods with melatonin, even in small amounts, can help promote more restful, uninterrupted sleep. But that's not all. Walnuts are also rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce inflammation throughout the body, including the bladder. Less inflammation means less irritation and fewer middle-of-the-night urges. Walnuts even support healthy brain function and circulation, two things everyone wants to hold on to as the years pass. Here's a true story. Mr. Carter, a retired postman from Illinois, was known for his habit of snacking on cookies and chips while watching his favorite baseball games. But as he grew older, his nights became more restless, and he often found himself shuffling to the bathroom 2 or 3 times a night. At his daughter's suggestion, he decided to swap the chips for a small handful of walnuts in the evenings. He didn't expect much, but after just a couple of weeks, he realized he was waking up less often. "I even remembered more of the 7th inning," he joked. He also noticed he felt more clear-headed in the mornings, ready to tackle the crossword puzzle with his wife. If you want to try walnuts, start small. Enjoy a handful, about 7 whole walnuts, as an evening snack, maybe mixed with a few almonds. Choose unsalted, raw, or lightly roasted walnuts for the most benefit, and avoid the sugary candied varieties. Eating them about an hour before bedtime gives your body time to soak up those natural sleep-supporting compounds. Remember, small steps can make a real difference. It might seem like just a handful of nuts, but over time, choosing walnuts can help support better sleep, a calmer bladder, and more energy for the things and people you love. Give it a try, and see if you notice those peaceful nights returning, one gentle change at a time. 3. Pumpkin seeds. If you've ever carved a pumpkin for Halloween with your kids or grandkids, you know the little delight of scooping out all those slippery seeds. Maybe you rinsed them, tossed them in a bit of oil, and roasted them in the oven until they turned golden and fragrant. What you might not have realized is that those humble pumpkin seeds, often called pepitas, could quietly support your bladder health and help you sleep better at night. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Many older adults have simply gotten used to waking up several times a night to go to the bathroom, thinking it's just another sign of aging. But here's a thought to consider. What if a simple, natural snack like pumpkin seeds could make your nights a little more restful? Sometimes the answers to our health frustrations are much simpler than we think. Pumpkin seeds are tiny powerhouses when it comes to supporting the body, especially as we age. One of their best benefits is their high zinc content. Zinc is an essential mineral that helps keep the muscles of the bladder strong and supports the immune system. As we get older, our bodies sometimes need a little extra help maintaining muscle tone and fighting off infections, and both of these are key to avoiding frequent nighttime trips to the bathroom. Additionally, pumpkin seeds are rich in magnesium, which, as you may remember, helps relax muscles and promotes better sleep. And let's not forget, they're packed with plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, which fight inflammation and help keep the urinary tract calm. A little practical tip. It's best to eat pumpkin seeds that are raw or lightly roasted, without too much salt. Too much sodium can worsen nighttime urination by making your body hold on to water, so skip the heavily salted versions you find at the store. Let me share a quick story. Mrs. Miller, a spry 70-year-old who lives next door, used to wake up 3 or 4 times a night. She was tired all the time and worried she'd never enjoy a solid night's sleep again. Her daughter, who loves health magazines, suggested she swap her usual evening pretzels for a small handful of pumpkin seeds. "They're good for your bladder, Mom," she said. At first, Mrs. Miller was skeptical, but she figured it couldn't hurt. After a few weeks, she found herself waking up less, feeling more rested, and, best of all, less anxious about going to bed each night. The change felt almost too simple, but it made a real difference in her day-to-day energy. So, if you're searching for an easy, natural way to help reduce nighttime trips to the bathroom, why not give pumpkin seeds a try? Just a small handful in the evening can deliver those essential nutrients your body craves. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, just a bit more comfort and peace of mind, one night at a time. Every small step you take for your health is a victory. Why not let pumpkin seeds be one of those steps on your journey to better sleep? 4. Chia seeds. If you've ever wandered through the grocery store and spotted those tiny black and white seeds in a bag labeled chia, you might have wondered what all the fuss was about. Maybe you've seen younger folks adding them to smoothies or yogurt and thought, how could something so small make a real difference? But for those of us looking for ways to sleep through the night without constant trips to the bathroom, chia seeds might just be a quiet little game changer. Many older adults have simply grown used to the idea that getting up at night is an unavoidable part of aging. Maybe you even tell yourself, it's just what happens when you get older. There's nothing to be done. But let's turn that assumption on its head for a moment. What if one small, natural change could help your bladder and your sleep more than you ever imagined? Chia seeds are often called a superfood, and for good reason. Despite their tiny size, they are packed with fiber, both soluble and insoluble, which helps regulate blood sugar and keeps your digestive system running smoothly. Why does this matter for nighttime urination? When your blood sugar is stable, your body doesn't have to work overtime processing extra sugar at night, and that can help reduce the urge to get up and go. In addition, chia seeds absorb many times their weight in water, forming a gentle gel in your stomach. This slow-release hydration helps your body stay balanced, so you're not overloaded with fluids all at once. Plus, chia seeds provide a gentle dose of magnesium, which, as we've learned, relaxes muscles, including the bladder, and helps you drift off to sleep more easily. They're also easy on the bladder and unlikely to cause irritation, which is a relief when so many other snacks can be a problem. And because they're virtually flavorless, you can add them to almost anything. Yogurt, oatmeal, even a glass of water or juice. Let me tell you about Mr. Reynolds, a retired veteran in his early 70s. He always believed you can't teach an old dog new tricks, and figured he'd just have to live with his nightly bathroom routine. But after hearing about chia seeds from his grandson, he decided to try adding a tablespoon to his evening bowl of applesauce. It didn't taste much different, but after a week or two, he noticed he was waking up less often at night and feeling more refreshed in the morning. Even his wife commented on how much brighter his mood was during their early walks. If you're ready to try something simple and natural, give chia seeds a chance. Start with a tablespoon in your evening snack, or sprinkle them into your breakfast. Remember, big results sometimes come from the smallest places. You don't have to accept restless nights as the price of getting older. There are always gentle steps you can take to support your health. Every good night's sleep is worth it, and so are you. 5. Flax seeds. If you walk into the kitchen of someone mindful of their health for a long time, you might spot a little jar of golden or brown seeds tucked beside the oatmeal or flour. Flax seeds, though small and easy to overlook, have been a quiet secret of wellness in American homes for generations. For many people over 65, new health advice can feel overwhelming, but sometimes it's the simplest changes that offer the most comfort, and flax seeds are a perfect example. You might be used to waking up once, twice, or even 3 times each night to use the bathroom. Maybe you've chalked it up to getting older, or just the way things are. But here's something to consider. What if a gentle shift in your evening routine could help you sleep more soundly and feel more refreshed? What if those tiny flax seeds in your pantry held more power than you ever realized? Flax seeds are special because they're packed with both soluble and insoluble fiber. This unique blend helps keep your digestive system healthy and your blood sugar steady. 2 things that play a surprisingly big role in nighttime urination. When your blood sugar is stable, you're less likely to experience the peaks and valleys that can trigger thirst, extra water intake, and more frequent bathroom trips. The high fiber content also slows digestion, offering a longer, more gradual release of energy and hydration so your body doesn't process fluids all at once. But there's another gift flax seeds bring. They're one of the richest plant-based sources of omega-3 fatty acids. These healthy fats have anti-inflammatory properties, helping to calm the lining of your bladder and urinary tract. Less inflammation means fewer urgent signals from your bladder in the middle of the night. Flax seeds are also a good source of magnesium, another mineral that relaxes muscles, including those in the bladder, helping you sleep longer and more deeply. Let me share the story of Ms. Green, a retired librarian from New England who always prided herself on her healthy habits. But as she grew older, she found herself up at all hours, struggling to get a full night's rest. Her daughter suggested adding a sprinkle of ground flax seeds to her evening yogurt or cereal. Skeptical but hopeful, Ms. Green gave it a try. After a few weeks, She realized she was making fewer nighttime bathroom trips, and when she did wake, she could fall back asleep more easily. She felt steadier during the day and even noticed her joints were less stiff in the morning. If you'd like to try flax seeds, look for ground or milled flax seeds. They're easier for your body to absorb than whole seeds. Start with a tablespoon stirred into oatmeal, yogurt, or a smoothie. They have a mild, nutty flavor that blends easily into many dishes. Remember, you don't need a drastic overhaul to see improvements. Just a gentle adjustment. Every restful night and energetic morning is a gift. Take those small steps for yourself. You're worth it every day and every night. 5 nuts you should avoid because they may worsen nighttime urination. 1. Cashews. Cashews have become a favorite snack for many of us. Their rich, buttery flavor and satisfying crunch make them a popular choice at holiday gatherings and family parties, or even as a treat while watching your favorite TV show. Maybe you keep a can of salted cashews on your coffee table or pack a handful for a quick afternoon pick-me-up. But what if I told you that this beloved nut, while delicious, might be part of the reason you're getting up so often at night? Most of us tend to think, if it's a nut, it must be healthy. That's the advice we've heard for years. But let's pause for a moment and challenge that assumption. Could cashews, despite all their good qualities, actually be making your nighttime bathroom trips worse? Cashews are different from many other nuts. They contain higher amounts of oxalates, naturally occurring compounds that can sometimes irritate the bladder lining, especially for people who are sensitive or have a history of kidney stones. In addition, many of the cashews we find in stores are heavily salted or roasted with added oils. Too much salt causes your body to hold on to water, which can increase the amount of urine your kidneys produce at night. For those already struggling with nocturia, this extra fluid retention can be a real problem. But the story doesn't end there. Cashews are also higher in certain acids and can be harder for some people to digest. If you ever notice a bit of stomach upset or bloating after eating them, you're not alone. This discomfort can sometimes trigger the urge to use the bathroom, even when your bladder isn't full. Let me tell you about Mr. Adams, a retired firefighter in Florida. He loved snacking on cashews during his evening card games. Over time, he noticed he was waking up 2 or 3 times a night to use the bathroom and just assumed it was his age catching up to him. But after hearing at a local health seminar that some nuts could irritate the bladder, he decided to make a small change. He swapped out his cashews for almonds and walnuts and cut back on salty snacks in general. Within a few weeks, Mr. Adams was pleasantly surprised. He was sleeping longer stretches and waking up with more energy to enjoy his morning walks with his wife. If cashews have been your go-to snack, consider taking a short break or limiting them, especially in the evenings. Try choosing raw, unsalted nuts instead, and see if your nights become a little more peaceful. Remember, everyone's body is different, and it's about finding what works best for you. You deserve to sleep well and feel your best every day. Sometimes, just swapping out one small snack can make a big difference. Don't be afraid to listen to your body and make a gentle change. It's another step toward better nights and brighter mornings. 2. Pistachios. If you've ever sat at the kitchen table cracking open pistachios while chatting with friends or watching a ball game, you know how hard it is to stop at just a few. Pistachios, with their cheerful green color and irresistible crunch, have become a favorite snack in many American households. Maybe you keep a bowl on the counter for guests or enjoy a handful after dinner. It's easy to think, they're nuts, how bad can they be? But as comforting as this snack may be, pistachios could quietly be making those nighttime bathroom trips even more frequent. It's common to assume that all nuts are created equal and that they're always good for you, no matter when or how much you eat. But let's turn that thinking upside down for a moment. What if some nuts, like pistachios, actually have qualities that can worsen nocturia, especially as we age? If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. One of the biggest challenges with pistachios is how they're prepared. Most pistachios on store shelves are roasted and heavily salted. That extra salt might bring out their flavor, but it also causes your body to hold onto more water, leading to swelling, increased blood pressure, and, you guessed it, more urine production overnight. When you eat salty snacks in the evening, your kidneys work overtime trying to process the excess sodium. For anyone struggling with frequent nighttime urination, this means more sleep interruptions and less deep rest. But the story doesn't end with salt. Pistachios are high in FODMAPs, a type of carbohydrate that can be difficult for some people to digest. For sensitive folks, this can lead to bloating and mild discomfort, which sometimes triggers bladder irritation. If you've ever noticed you feel a bit gassy or unsettled after snacking on pistachios, your body may be giving you a clue. Let me share a real-life example. Mrs. Robinson, a retired nurse from Texas, always kept a big bag of salted pistachios in her pantry. She loved cracking them open during her favorite evening TV shows. But she also found herself waking up 2 or 3 times every night for bathroom breaks. Her doctor suggested cutting down on salty foods in the evening, especially pistachios. Skeptical but curious, Mrs. Robinson made the switch to unsalted walnuts and pumpkin seeds for her nighttime snack. Within a couple of weeks, she realized she was sleeping more soundly and making fewer trips to the bathroom. The difference felt almost miraculous. So, if pistachios are part of your evening routine, consider reaching for something else, especially raw, unsalted nuts. If you can't resist pistachios, enjoy them earlier in the day, and choose unsalted varieties when possible. You deserve restful nights and bright mornings. Sometimes, the solution is as simple as swapping one snack for another. Listen to your body, experiment with gentle changes, and take pride in each step you make toward better sleep and better days. You're never too old to try something new, and your well-being is always worth it. 3. Macadamia nuts. Macadamia nuts often feel like a little taste of luxury. Their rich, buttery flavor and creamy texture make them a favorite addition to cookies, salads, and even just as a snack on their own. Maybe you've enjoyed them at a family gathering or found them in that fancy mixed nut jar. They're a treat worth savoring. But if you're someone who wakes up multiple times at night to use the bathroom, it's worth knowing that macadamia nuts might not be the best choice before bedtime. Many of us assume that all nuts are equally healthy and gentle on the body, especially if we eat them in moderation. But let's pause and rethink that a bit. Could macadamia nuts, despite their delicious taste, actually contribute to more frequent nighttime trips to the bathroom? Macadamias are higher in saturated fats compared to other nuts. While healthy fats are important for brain and heart health, saturated fats can be harder for some people to digest, especially as we age. If your stomach feels a bit unsettled or heavy after eating macadamias, that discomfort can sometimes cause bladder irritation or increase the urge to urinate. Digestive discomfort is more common than many realize, and it's often overlooked as a cause of nighttime bathroom visits. Additionally, macadamia nuts are calorie-dense, and eating too many can lead to bloating or water retention, which means your body holds on to fluids longer and produces more urine overnight. This extra burden on your kidneys can disrupt your sleep and leave you feeling tired the next day. Let me share the story of Mrs. Ellis, a lively grandmother from Oregon who loved macadamia nuts as a special treat. She would snack on them in the evenings while reading her favorite novels. Over time, she noticed she was waking up more frequently, sometimes 3 or 4 times a night. After a visit to her doctor and some research, she learned about how certain fats and digestive reactions could be affecting her bladder. She decided to swap her nightly macadamias for a mix of almonds and flax seeds, which are easier on the stomach and bladder-friendly. Within a few weeks, her nights became quieter and her energy during the day improved. It was a simple change, she said, but it made all the difference. If you enjoy macadamia nuts, consider limiting them, especially before bedtime. Opt for nuts lower in saturated fats and easier to digest, like walnuts, almonds, or flax seeds, for your evening snack. And always pay attention to how your body responds. Sometimes the smallest adjustments bring the greatest comfort. Remember, your nights and days matter, and you deserve to feel rested and well. Making mindful choices about what you eat, even when it comes to snacks, can help you reclaim peaceful sleep. You're never too old to discover new ways to care for yourself, and every thoughtful step you take counts toward a healthier, happier life. 4. Brazil nuts. Brazil nuts are often seen as a special treat. Large, rich, and packed with flavor. Maybe you've enjoyed them during the holidays or found them mixed into your favorite trail mix. Their unique taste and crunchy texture make them stand out from other nuts. But if you find yourself waking frequently during the night to visit the bathroom, it's worth taking a closer look at whether Brazil nuts might be playing a role. Many people assume that all nuts are equally good for you, especially when eaten in moderation. But with Brazil nuts, there's something important to know. They are extremely high in selenium, a mineral essential for health but one that can cause problems if consumed in excess. Eating too many Brazil nuts, especially regularly, can lead to selenium levels that are too high, potentially affecting your kidneys and bladder function. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at filtering out excess minerals and toxins. That means what once seemed like a harmless handful of Brazil nuts could be overloading your system. Elevated selenium levels may contribute to irritation in the urinary tract, causing you to feel the need to urinate more often, including during the night. Let me share a quick story about Mr. Thompson, a retired schoolteacher from Michigan. He loved Brazil nuts and would snack on a handful almost daily, believing they were the ultimate health food. But over time, he began waking up multiple times a night, disrupting his sleep. After talking with his doctor and doing some research, he learned that even good things can be harmful if overdone. Mr. Thompson cut back to just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts per week and switched to other nuts like almonds and pumpkin seeds for his daily snacks. Gradually, his nighttime bathroom visits decreased, and his sleep improved. If Brazil nuts are part of your diet, enjoy them sparingly. 1 or 2 nuts a few times a week is plenty. Pair them with other nuts lower in selenium to balance your intake and protect your urinary health. And if you're unsure, it's always a good idea to check with your healthcare provider, especially if you're experiencing frequent nighttime urination. You deserve restful nights and days full of energy. Sometimes, caring for your body means knowing when to enjoy treats in moderation. By listening to your body and making small, thoughtful changes, you can help reduce nighttime interruptions and improve your quality of life. Remember, every positive step you take brings you closer to better health and peace of mind. You're worth that care, every single day. 5. Hazelnuts. Hazelnuts have a cozy, familiar feel to them, often associated with warm winter recipes, chocolate spreads, and family gatherings around the holidays. Maybe you've enjoyed hazelnuts in your morning oatmeal or sprinkled over a salad. They're tasty, nutritious, and a favorite in many American homes. But if you've been waking up more than you'd like during the night to use the bathroom, it's worth considering whether hazelnuts could be playing a subtle role. Many of us assume that because hazelnuts are natural and healthy, they can't possibly cause problems. But sometimes, even good foods can have unexpected effects, especially as our bodies change with age. For some people, hazelnuts can trigger mild allergic reactions or sensitivities, which might irritate the bladder or digestive system. This irritation can lead to a stronger urge to urinate, especially during the night when your body is trying to rest. Here's something else to think about. Hazelnuts contain compounds that may increase urine production in certain individuals. If you've noticed that after eating hazelnuts, you feel thirstier or need to use the restroom sooner, your body might be responding in this way. It's a subtle effect that can add up, causing those frustrating nighttime awakenings. Let me share a story about Mrs. Evans, a vibrant grandmother from Pennsylvania. She loved adding hazelnuts to her evening yogurt and enjoyed their rich flavor. But she also found herself waking up more often at night, which left her feeling tired during the day. After talking with her doctor and doing some gentle experimenting, she decided to replace hazelnuts with almonds and pumpkin seeds for her evening snacks. Within a few weeks, her sleep improved, and she felt more rested and energized. If hazelnuts are part of your diet, pay close attention to how your body reacts. You don't have to eliminate them. Just try limiting your intake in the evenings and notice if that helps reduce nighttime bathroom trips. Opt for raw or lightly roasted nuts without added salt or sugar, and enjoy them earlier in the day if possible. Remember, everybody is unique, and what works for one person might not for another. The key is listening to your own body and making small adjustments that help you feel your best. You deserve peaceful nights and vibrant days, and sometimes the smallest changes, like switching your evening snack, can make a big difference. Take those gentle steps forward, and know that better sleep and comfort are within your reach. You're worth every effort toward your health and happiness. Many of us love nuts. They're tasty, convenient, and packed with nutrients that support heart health, brain function, and more. But if you've been waking up too often at night, you might wonder if your nut-eating habits could be part of the problem. The good news? Nuts don't have to be the enemy. With just a few simple tips on how to choose and enjoy them, you can keep the benefits while reducing nighttime bathroom trips. It's easy to think that more is better, especially when it comes to healthy snacks like nuts. But the truth is, portion size matters a lot. Eating too many nuts at once, especially in the evening, can overload your digestion and lead to fluid retention, which means more trips to the bathroom when you'd rather be sleeping. The key is moderation. Experts generally recommend about 1 ounce of nuts per day. That's roughly a small handful, or about 24 almonds or 15 walnut halves. Sticking to this amount helps you enjoy the nutrition without overwhelming your system. Another important tip is to choose raw or unsalted nuts over flavored or salted varieties. Salt causes your body to hold on to water, which can increase nighttime urination. Those honey-roasted, salted, or spiced nuts might taste delicious, but the extra sodium isn't doing your bladder any favors. Opting for plain nuts lets you savor their natural flavors while helping your body maintain a healthy fluid balance. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Timing also plays a role. Many people enjoy nuts as an evening snack, but eating them too close to bedtime might not be the best idea. Nuts are nutrient-dense and take longer to digest, so having them right before you lie down can sometimes lead to discomfort or increased bladder activity. Try to enjoy your nut snacks earlier in the afternoon or early evening, giving your body plenty of time to process them before bedtime. And don't forget about hydration. Drinking enough water throughout the day is crucial, but timing your fluids wisely can make a difference in how often you get up at night. Avoid drinking large amounts of water or other beverages in the 2 hours before bedtime. Instead, spread your hydration evenly throughout the day, and balance it with those small, nutritious handfuls of nuts. Let me share a story about Mr. Harrison, a retired teacher from California. He loved snacking on mixed nuts but often found himself waking up at least twice each night. After learning about portion control and choosing unsalted nuts, he made a few simple changes, limiting his nut intake to a small handful earlier in the evening and cutting back on salty snacks. He also started sipping water steadily during the day but stopped drinking after 7 p.m. Within weeks, Mr. Harrison noticed his nights were much calmer, and he felt more rested each morning. Remember, small adjustments can lead to big improvements. Choosing the right nuts, watching your portions, and timing your snacks and drinks thoughtfully can help you enjoy the health benefits without the unwelcome nighttime interruptions. You deserve peaceful nights and energized days, and with a little care, it's easier than you think to get there. Every step you take is a step toward feeling your very best. Meet Joan, a lively 72-year-old grandmother from Wisconsin who loved her evening routine. A quiet cup of tea, a good book, and a small bowl of mixed nuts. For years, Joan had accepted waking up multiple times a night as just part of getting older. She'd grown accustomed to the disruption, even if it left her tired and less energetic during the day. Like many seniors, she thought, this is just how it goes. But one afternoon, during a visit to her doctor, Joan learned something that surprised her. her nighttime bathroom trips might be influenced by more than just age. Her snack choices, especially certain types of nuts and salty treats, could be contributing to her frequent awakenings. Joan had always believed nuts were a healthy choice, but she hadn't realized that the kind of nuts she was eating and when she ate them mattered. Determined to feel better, Joan made a small but significant change. She swapped out her usual salted cashews and pistachios for unsalted almonds, walnuts, and pumpkin seeds, nuts known to be gentler on the bladder. She also made sure to eat them earlier in the evening and cut back on salty snacks. She began drinking most of her water earlier in the day to avoid overloading her bladder at night. Within just a few weeks, Joan noticed a remarkable difference. Her nighttime bathroom visits dropped from 3 or 4 times to just once or twice. More importantly, she started waking up feeling refreshed rather than groggy. The extra sleep gave her more energy to enjoy her morning walks and play with her grandchildren. Her mood improved, and she found herself looking forward to bedtime instead of dreading the interruptions. Joan's story is a powerful reminder that even small changes can make a big impact. By paying attention to what and when she ate, she reclaimed the restful nights she thought were lost to aging. Her experience shows that managing nighttime urination isn't about drastic overhauls or complicated treatments. It's about thoughtful, simple choices that respect your body's needs. If you're struggling with frequent nighttime bathroom trips, consider Joan's journey as inspiration. You don't have to accept restless nights as inevitable. Start small. Swap out one snack, adjust when you eat, or tweak your hydration habits. These gentle changes can add up to a big improvement in your sleep and overall well-being. Remember, every step toward better health is worth celebrating. You deserve nights filled with rest and days full of vitality. Like Joan, you have the power to make choices that support your comfort and happiness. It's never too late to take that first step toward peaceful, rejuvenating sleep. As we've seen today, something as simple as choosing the right nuts and eating them the right way can make a real difference in reducing those frustrating nighttime bathroom trips. It's easy to feel like frequent awakenings are just part of getting older, but your body is always listening to the choices you make. By swapping out certain nuts, watching your portions, and paying attention to when and how you eat and drink, you give yourself a better chance at peaceful, restful nights. Remember, it's not about perfection or drastic changes overnight. It's about gentle, thoughtful steps, like Joan's story, that add up to improved sleep, more energy, and a brighter mood. You deserve to wake up feeling refreshed, ready to enjoy your days fully, and to spend quality time with those you love. If there's one thing I hope you take away from this video, it's that small changes matter. Your health and comfort are worth the effort, and you have the power to make choices that support your well-being. Start today by picking one new habit. Maybe trying almonds instead of salty snacks or having your nuts earlier in the evening, and see how it feels. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I'd love to hear your thoughts or experiences. Please share in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends or family, and subscribe for more tips to help you live your healthiest, happiest life. Here's to better sleep, fewer interruptions, and many joyful mornings ahead. You're never too old to take care of yourself, and every small step counts. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.